What's up, peeps? Nick Battle, aka NinosCorner, man. First off, if you like this content that's coming your way, hit that subscribe button, man. Go hit that bell button as well. Get all my notifications. Like, comment on all the videos. It means a lot. Also, if you're listening to this on the podcast, guys, go like and comment, share the whole nine. And if you just want to get all the information, the one-stop shop, go to www.NinosCornerSports.com. You can get all the information. You can get my breakdown for all the actual skill position players here on offense for Texas. You can get all my interviews that I do. Everything is right there, man. NinosCornerSports.com. But today we are going to talk about the recent decision that Coach Sarkisian just made. He has decided to start Casey Thompson here for the next game against Rice. Big news here, guys, because Hudson Card was the starter here at Texas. He was named a starter after an 8-month-long QB battle. Both quarterbacks were supposed to be very even when it comes to this battle. We were actually, I was anticipating Casey to actually get the start just due to the bowl game that he had. But all the reports have been saying that Casey was a little bit, hesitant with going down the field. Checking down, throwing some picks. Hudson, actually took more sacks, didn't throw the picks, basically lived for like another day. But the big knock on Hudson was, even in small game time experience that he had last year, he had happy feet. He had a lot of happy feet. Once that pocket kind of collapsed and it wasn't a clean pocket, he wasn't the same guy, looked like a deer in the headlights. Even last week against Louisiana, kind of the same look when things broke down. And it really got just exaggerated this past week against Arkansas, when Arkansas's defensive line kind of just manhandled the Texas O-line. And Card, per the words of Sark, was a little too antsy. And so antsy, happy feet, didn't have the poise, didn't have the pocket presence that you want your starting quarterback to have. And therefore, we have Casey Thompson starting this next game. Casey has always, when he got a chance to play, very, very, very poised in the pocket. And that, that has to do with his maturity. That has to do possibly with the way that he was raised, with his father being also a quarterback at that other school in another state that's north of Texas. All right. And, Casey is just one of those kids who just seems like he is built to be a quarterback. He knows that he is supposed to play quarterback. He's probably been playing quarterback his whole life, and he just looks so much more poised in the pocket. Even when he came in the game against Arkansas, 2 touchdown drives, Casey ran both of those touchdowns. And like I say, very poised, very confident, very sure of himself, and very physical, very physical. Even on that last touchdown on a 4th down, he gets in there, puts his head down, very physical, runs over a guy, gets tackled in the end zone for the touchdown on a 4th and 1 on the goal line. But I am in favor of this move. This offense needs a little bit more spark to it. And it seems like Casey gives him that spark. Casey also, for as much as people say that Hudson has all the arm talent, which he probably does, which he does. Hudson can make some throws. He's very quick trigger. He can really throw the ball. He can sling it, gunslinger kind of mentality. But like I said, it has to be a clean pocket. When things are not set up the way that they're supposed to be per the playbook, that's when it looks like he is not comfortable. But guys, you got to understand, college football and life, you have to become comfortable being uncomfortable. And especially in a physical sport like football, everything's not going to go your way 100% of the time, unless you got an Alabama offensive line. And even there, it doesn't go its way 100% of the time. There are going to be times where your guy's going to get beat. And when things get uncomfortable, that's when it shows what kind of player you are. Are you going to fold? Or are you going to stand up? And so on the previous podcast, I said that, you never rise to the occasion. You fall down to that level of your training. You guys know I am a military guy, and that is something that we use a lot. You fall down to the level of that training. If you're mentally able to do it, though, that's the next caveat. That's the next caveat. And I'm not saying that Hudson Card is not mentally able to do it. I think Hudson Card is going to be an amazing player here at Texas one of these days. And it could be this season. It could be the season, but right now it is Casey's time. And that is something that I think a lot of Texas fans have been wanting to see, because we did see how good he did in the bowl game. Texas was not like blowing out Colorado in that bowl game. We were doing the same thing that we did last year, meaning we were just letting people hang around. Casey comes out, lights that team on fire, does his thing. He did very good last week against Louisiana. And I felt like once he got that first touchdown, he passed the ball. It seems like the coaches kind of reined him back, like just a little bit. Didn't want to run the score up too much. Just run the ball, run the time off the clock, no mistakes. And then this week against Arkansas, which I'm so tired of people saying that he got this in garbage time and against second stringers. No, that was Arkansas's starters, and Arkansas was out for blood, whether who was in the game. They wanted to put up points against us. They wanted to stop us. Evident in that goal line drive when we punched the ball 3 times down the middle and they stopped us. They wanted to embarrass us. Casey got the touchdown on that 4th down, and he got 2 touchdowns in that game. So they were there to embarrass us. They were there to try to stop us. They kept their starters in as long as possible. But Casey just seemed more poised in the pocket. Now, I got a couple metrics that I'm going to show here on the screen as well that just kind of breaks down just the actual offensive rates when it comes to success for the quarterback position. And so how do we measure success here? All right, so success is, guys, you're getting at least half of the yardage needed on the first down to get another first down. On second down, at least 70% of the yardage needed on second down to get another first down. And on 3rd and 4th down, you got to get 100%, to be a person who is a successful quarterback to keep the drive going on to eventually get a touchdown. And so I'm going to break down those metrics here, and we shall see, guys. So just take a look. So once I take a look at the metrics here, I am looking at Casey Thompson versus Hudson Card. Is both their QB passing success rates per down. So per down, Casey on first down, 25% success rate passing the ball versus Hudson, 0%. Second down, Casey, 50% success rate passing the ball versus Hudson, 25%. On 3rd down, which is the money down, 67% success rate for Casey Thompson to 25% for Hudson Card. Hudson Card struggled, guys. He looked like a deer in the headlights this game, and I think it's just because bright lights, man. So he's young. And Casey's seen this. Might not have been in the game, but he's been in those sidelines, and just he's seen how this thing plays out. So everybody says that he's a true student of the game too. So it didn't seem like the moment was too big for him. The next metric I want to talk about is Casey Thompson versus Hudson Card, QB success rate. Let's see, combined rushing. No, let's do the rushing success rate. All right, so first down, Hudson Card had a 50% rushing success rate to Casey Thompson's 100%. On second down, Hudson Card 0% to Casey's 100%. So Casey was very successful when it came to running the ball. 3rd down, both for 0%. 4th down, Casey was 100% success, and Hudson didn't have any carries. So that's another thing that I want to talk about. Using your feet. Casey's a mobile quarterback, and so is Hudson. People love to forget that Hudson was a quarterback. Well, I'm sorry, he was a wide receiver at Lake Travis, a very accomplished wide receiver prior to going over to become the quarterback. So he is very, very agile as well, very athletic as well, so he can run the ball very well. But Casey is also a really good runner. But the thing that separated the two, in my opinion, was Hudson Card was a little bit too indecisive when it came to using his legs. He could have extended a few of those plays, kept the drive going, been in maybe a 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 4 instead of a 3rd and 10. So 3rd and 10 is a long way to go. 3rd and 4 is still long in the SEC ball, but it opens up the playbook, guys. You don't have to worry about Hudson trying to go get 10 yards immediately on one pass. If all you need is 4 yards, maybe you can have a 5-yard pass across the middle to a tight end, which our tight ends they didn't get utilized this game either. I think one target to a tight end. So I think it was Cade Brewer had one target and he dropped that ball. But once Casey got in the game, you saw Casey went to his first 2 reads, 1-2. I don't even think he went to his 3rd read sometimes. But as soon as he saw that the pocket was breaking, Casey used his feet, got yardage, and had successful plays running the ball to keep the drive going. And keeping those drives going resulted in 2 touchdowns for the Longhorns. So I think that's one of the biggest things, I think, on why Casey Thompson is named the starter here for Rice. Now, he has a great opportunity here to take this starting job and keep going, guys. If he does good against Rice and then against Tech next week, you're looking at a guy who can set himself up to be the starter for the remainder of the season. And if he is for the remainder of the season, sets him up to be the starter until he leaves here. So this is a big couple weeks here for Casey. But let's get back to the metrics again. All right, so let's take a look at the QB success rate combined passing and rushing per down. So first down, Hudson 25%, Casey 66.67%, so 66.7%. Second down 22.22% for Hudson, 66.7% again for Casey. On third down, 20% for Hudson, 66.7% for Casey. And on fourth down, 100% for Casey, 0% for Hudson. So as you can see, Hudson stayed pretty consistent at 25%, down to 22%, down to 20%. So actually a slight decrease each down. Casey pretty much stayed consistent. You know, he was successful every 2 out of 3 times, right? So 67%. And on fourth down, which is no kidding, the money down. You know, if third down is the money down, then fourth down must be the money down, right? You know, he gets that touchdown, he punches in for a run. Now, one thing that I do want to talk about here too, guys, is the explosive play per down rate. Hudson has the arm talent. That's what, you know, everybody knows. That's what everybody has been told. Hudson has the arm talent. That's what we see. Hudson can flick the ball really well. I think Casey's just a gamer, you know, and I like, you know, I don't, you know, I see people say, you know, don't use that gamer tag too much. I get it. People want to, you know, bring up James Brown's a gamer. Even to an extent, I know people ain't gonna like to hear this, but Case McCoy, and I heard that from Jeff Howell today. He actually talked about that with, you know, with Craig Way. But Vince was a gamer. You know, I have a really good friend of mine, a brother of mine, who actually played on the 2005 National Championship team. And he said Vince was not the greatest player in practice, but when the lights came on, he balled out. And so, you know, so we were texting about that last week. And so, yeah, maybe Casey's that way too. So maybe Casey's just one of those guys, and I'm not comparing Casey to Vince. So let's just stop with that kind of comparison. But maybe he's one of those guys that is just not a good practice guy, but he's a guy who takes the test really well. You know, so maybe that's him, and maybe that, you know, him taking that test is the actual game. That's when he shines. You do see some people like that, and maybe Casey's like that. But let's take a look at these explosive plays, which I call XPs. All right. So for the XPs, aka explosive plays, first down, explosive rate per down, Casey Thompson 0% on first down. Hudson Card 0%, Casey Thompson 25%. On second down, Hudson Card 25%, Casey Thompson 50%. And on third down, Hudson Card 25% again, Casey Thompson 67%. And if you take a look at the number of total plays, all right, so once I count out total plays, these are total plays, not the total snaps that they had in the game. These are total plays that they affected, whether they passed the ball or they ran the ball themselves. Hudson had 23 of those. Casey had 16 of those. And out of those 23 plays, all right, Hudson had 5 runs, 18 passing plays, total of 23 plays. Casey Thompson had 7 runs, 9 passing plays, total of 16 plays. And if you look at the explosive play rate per play, okay, Hudson Card 0%, 0% explosive plays running the ball, 5.55% explosive plays passing the ball, 4.35% total explosive plays over the 23 plays in which he either ran or passed the ball, which means that Hudson only got 1 explosive play this entire game. 1 player 15 yards or more. That's what an XP is, guys. An explosive play is a play that's at least 15 yards or more. Hudson Card had 1. And he played 3 quarters, nearly all 3 quarters. Casey came, I think, the last drive of the 3rd quarter and played the 4th quarter. So in a quarter and a drive, Casey Thompson had 16 plays. Like I said, 7 rushing plays, no explosive plays running the ball, which is kind of expected from a quarterback. But passing the ball, he had 3 plays that he passed the ball for over 15 yards or more. So 3 out of his 9, you know, passing attempts or so were explosive plays. That's, guys, that is that 67% range. Explosive plays for his total was 19%, so 18.75% explosive play rate per play that he actually, you know, accomplished passing or running the ball. So 3 out of those 16 plays that he had some kind of direct contact with the ball, he was explosive. And so it's really good to see Casey push the ball down the field. We saw, like, even in the bowl game where he caught Moochie down and Moochie caught the ball, I think ran 60-something yards. And I think him and Moochie kind of got this chemistry going on because He passed the ball to Moochie again, which if folks don't know who Moochie is, that is Dixon, Kelvontae Dixon from Carthage, Texas. But you know, him and Moochie just kind of have like, I guess, this bond, because anytime he's on the field, he finds him. So, you know, so Moochie had a good game, and he got him the ball, got him down to the goal line, which we thought was a touchdown, but it came down to like the 6-inch line, and then that's when Casey punched it in on that 4th down. But Casey took, I wouldn't say he took more shots, but he was very calculated in his shots as well. You know, 3 plays at 15 yards or more passing the ball. And that is something that you would think you would hear more about that from Hudson Card, because Hudson is more of the arm talent. But in saying all that, guys, man, let's just take a look and just break down and just kind of take in what just happened here. Casey Thompson is going to be the starting quarterback here against Rice. Like I said before, Casey Thompson has the opportunity to take the bull by the horns, you know, so take Bevo by the horns basically, and run with this job. He needs to keep this job. We need some continuity here in the quarterback room. We don't need to go back and forth. I'm not Team Casey. I'm not Team Hudson. I'm Team Texas. I'm a Texas grad. You guys see my Texas shirt. I'm a Texas engineer. Graduated 2005. So I am burnt orange all the way through. That is my team. That is my alma mater. So I'm a Texas fan, diehard through and through. No matter how many podcasts I do or not, I'm going to always be a Texas fan. That is my school. But we need continuity in that quarterback room. And if Casey can take the bull by the horns and take this job here and then actually propel that into a win this week, next week go to Texas, or next week play Texas Tech at DKR, propel that to a win as well, and look very good at doing it, he can propel himself to get this team back on track and hopefully get us to a season where, let's say, we only lose 1 more game or possibly 2 games, and then here we are sitting 9-3 or 10-2, which is very attainable, very attainable. Hell, we could actually run the table, you know. But hey, I'm not gonna jump. I'm not gonna jump the gun on that. Just looking at the game last week, we got a lot of things that have to be cleaned up. It's not just on the quarterbacks. The offensive line has to do better. The defensive line actually has to do better as well. But very encouraging to see Steve. You know, Steve Sarkisian actually be very honest, very refreshing. You know, he basically said that Texas's passing game doesn't scare anybody, you know, from the past 2 weeks, and that he had to make a change, and that change is Casey Thompson. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen here this week. I'm rooting for Casey. You know, I'm rooting for the whole team. I've been a fan of Casey Thompson for a while. I just love his game. I love his high school game as well. I loved Hudson's game as well too, but we got to see who's going to be the best quarterback, and it looks like Casey's going to get his shot. And if Casey does this week and the next week and takes his team for the rest of the year, this can set up Casey Thompson to be the starting quarterback here at the University of Texas until he graduates and leaves. A lot of pressure on his shoulders, but he is a QB, you know, legacy. I wouldn't say legacy here at Texas, but, you know, having a father who played the quarterback position as well, you know, at that other school. And then you have Casey here at the best school. And now we're looking at a guy who understands the moment. I don't think the moment's too big for Casey. So we shall see. Hook them all day long, guys. And guys, it's time for me to end my podcast. You guys know how I end these podcasts. I always say, do you guys. Don't be afraid to fail. Outgrow your environment and understand your brilliance. Do you. And let's go beat Rice.